Hello, this is Bunny Rabbit. We're gonna continue with Raging Loop. Okay, let's see what goes on next.
僕はこのままここを出ていくから、その便でちえみちゃんも外に出るのが都合良ければってことになるけど。
Dude, if you just woke up, I don't think that's right, bro. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna hurt her.
ついでにロングツーリングしてみる？時間さえあればどこへだって行くよ。
Flexible, open to fine-tuning, wild, and charming. This was a good date invitation, if I said so myself.
いいね、素敵。都合、問題ないよ。
Oh?
じゃあ、荷物まとめてくるね。
Shemi smiled and turned around to head to her place. She then looked back at me and...
急いだ方がいいよ。ちえみさんの気が変わらないうちにね。
はいはい、もちろん。
Ooh, okay. Well, that made me motivated. This was one tiring trip, but at least I met someone good along the way. I just forget everything I didn't want to remember while on the road with her, which is wrong. You need to fix yourself before you hurt her. I could only hope that clever girl and I would eventually grow closer. With that ulterior motive in mind, I resumed rebuilding the bike. After several failed attempts, I was finally making some good progress, putting the bike back together. Afternoon had passed and it was almost evening. At the rate I was going, I'd definitely be working while it was dark. Would that even be possible? It might be way past midnight by the time I was done. Timmy might dump me for that. Man, life sure was hard. The plaza I'd worked in was now totally empty. There was no one around me. All I could hear was the wind, the frogs, and the tools in my hands. It was desolate, to say the least. I suddenly felt really weak. It made me keenly aware of being in a place I didn't belong, and that I was preparing to escape. It was an oppressive atmosphere, like the bars of a cage were slowly swinging shut. What's this, Haruaki? Think you're gonna get attacked or something? I tried to laugh it off, but it didn't work. As I became more cautious of my surroundings, I began to hear things I hadn't noticed before. Bro, I hate when that happens, yo. I hate it. I heard a voice. Someone was singing. It was an inarticulate little girl's voice. I stopped doing my work. Before I knew it, I had put my tools down and gone looking for the source. Was I that stuffed for human presence? Or did the Malais make me feel like I was in danger? Malais make me feel like I was in danger. I walked down the hill to where the song came from. Passing the tall grass, I arrived. That was too much for that to be it. I mean, whatever, right? It was a strange sight. The field was covered in tall grass. There were countless rocks peeking out of it. Unlike the boulders all over Yasumizu, these were only up to my waist. They looked like gravestones. The field extended into the dusky western sky before ending at a cliff. This was the lowest spot in Yasumizu, the border of Saranaga. There was a large pine right at the edge. The evening sun, the stones, and the pine's shadow gave the field a strange aura. A little girl was running through it. Her steps were awkward. At this moment, this space was alien. I felt like I was looking at a Giorgio de Chirico painting. The place felt like it didn't belong in this world. Suddenly, I came to understand that this place was special. It was a sacred and mystical ground where no outsiders were welcome. The girl fell.
大丈夫？
I ran with no hesitation, the little girl. Hop up, half crying little girl, muddy clothes, new grace on band-aid covered kneecap. What is going on here? What is that supposed to mean? I console little girl, push away, run, someone. Appears girl saw once me.
夕霧立てば宴の支度
What the heck? Girl weave incomprehensive phrase, hide behind little girl, fear and hostility. Eyes.
逃げて
Girl hug little girl, warn me?
間に合わないでしょうけどでも逃げて
Me girl behind mist? Mist, me girl behind mist. What is this? Guys, am I going insane? What's going on? Mist, me girl behind mist, whatever. We continue, let's see what happens. Me. Turn around. Run. Where? In a daze, I came back to the plaza. Suddenly, Chiemi shook me, bringing me back to my senses.
どこへ行ってたの
I don't know. Dead, I guess. I don't know.
ごめん。すぐ作業に戻るから。
何言ってるのもうダメ間に合わない春秋さんも隠れて
What the heck is going on? What do you mean hide? What is going on? I couldn't understand what she was getting at.
何やってんだチエミとっとと部屋に戻れ
でも春秋さんが
ほっとけそんなよそ者俺はおやっさんと他の連中んち回るから絶対戻れよチエミ
Oh my god. I couldn't understand, and I still don't. What were these two doing? What scared them so much? It didn't take long for me to find out. I looked down the hill. From Saranaga, beyond the field I'd just been in, came a rising haze. It was so dense you could easily call it mist. It moved strangely, like a living creature, as it followed into the plaza.
春秋さんこっち
Flowed, I guess. Jimmy pulled me by the hand.
何が、なんだか、頭が、なんだ、頭が、重いな。
Girl, what you should have done was live... Like, you should have left half the food. What are you thinking?
今は我慢してどこか鍵のかかるところに一人で入るの出ないと死んじゃう
Oh, what the heck?
どういうことなの？理由を。
お願い春秋さん今だけは言うことを聞いて
Drag the dude, man. Albeit hesitantly, I did as she said. We ran up the hill and crossed the rice field path until we made it to a simple outhouse.
ここならなんとか
本当、何事なんだ？確かにすごい霧だけど、そんな慌てることじゃ。
いい春秋さん詳しく説明してる時間はないだからお願いだから今から言うことを絶対に守って
What the heck?
今から一晩ここに入って鍵をかけて絶対に物音一つ立てないで
I could never, bro. I'd be in there talking my butt off scared. Like, I can't shut up when I'm scared, guys. My mind was pretty clear by this point. So much so that I began to wonder why it was clouded until now. Because of that, I could easily understand exactly what Chiemi just said despite how weird it was. I could also see she was really desperate. Duh. I'm hiding in that house. I don't want to die.
また、とんでもない指示が来たもんだ。
春秋さん
言っとくけど、相当な無茶ぶりだからね。ノルマクリアの暁には、相当な見返りと説明を要求するから。
うんいいよ全部話すだから今晩を生き延びて
Guys, I'm just gonna say something. He's holding her up too much, talking to her through this mist. I don't know if she's gonna make it. The words, the teary smile, none of it looked fake.
じゃあね。君も急ぐんでしょ？
それじゃ、春明さん。
何？
明日言うから。
Leaving me one hell of a homework assignment, Shiemi ran off. The plaza was covered in the mist by now. I could see it rising to take over the fields too. Anyway, a promise was a promise. 10 minutes later, I began to wonder what I was doing. Was I really supposed to spend the night here? This outhouse wasn't like a prefab you'd find in construction sites. It was just a shack built by hand. It merely happened to have a toilet unit installed. It was Japanese style, so I couldn't even sit down. All I could do was stand. Without problem, it was the type of toilet that periodically had to be pumped empty, so the smell was really bad. Sure, there was a cover on the toilet unit, but without any kind of air freshener anywhere, the smell of ammonia could only do so much. The only good thing about being here was that if I had to go to the toilet, well, mission complete, but what of it? Again, was I really supposed to spend the night here? The question quickly made me realize how stupid this was, and I began making assumptions to make this easier for myself. Was I being pranked, or was everyone here just crazy? Hell, the mist had already filled the surroundings, and there was no way that this shabby outhouse protected me from it. The air here already felt misty and damp. No, dude. Guess what? Maybe it's the stink that's protecting him. I don't know. It's like freaking mist all over again. Jesus Christ. There better be no weird creatures coming in through that. The temperature here was low, so I could still bear it somewhat. But staying here all night would make me all wet. Better wet than dead. Again, I wasn't safe from the mist here. That considered, I'd probably be better off sleeping in the grass outside than staying here. The reasonable part of my mind urged me to stop playing along with these hicks. However,
今から一晩ここに入って鍵をかけて絶対に物音一つ立てないで。いいよ、全部話す。だから今晩を生き延びて。
he better. My sense of duty made it hard for me to break the promise I'd made to her. Actually, that wasn't quite true. I was more intrigued by the prospect of learning more about this place. Anyway, I took the time to compile what I'd found out today. This was the Yasumizu settlement, a special part of Fujiyoshi. It was situated right next to the Saranaga Rapids. The people living here were Chiemi Serizawa. Oh, I said that weird. Chiemi Serizawa. Yasunaga Oribe, his family, Kaori Oribe and Yoshitsugu Oribe. Shikamochi Kamoshida, Haru Makishima, her granddad Kanso Makishima, Yamawaki, Takumimuro, Kyonosuke Nosato. It seemed like he was from Kamifujiyoshi, the place on the other side of the mountain, but for some reason he lived here now. And finally, the old man who cried wolf. Those were the 11 people I'd met, and Chiemi said I had 2 more left. That could only mean that the 2 I'd met by that pine were the ones. A little girl? She was probably the child that strayed into Saranaga yesterday morning. And then there was the fantastical-looking, white-haired woman clad in strange clothing. She was probably the one I'd seen in the morning. The fact I'd seen her twice made it likely that she was indeed real, but with how mysterious this place was, I couldn't rule out the possibility that she was an illusion. According to Chiemi, the little girl was being looked after by someone in the village, so I could only assume that the white-haired woman was the one. If I counted the little girl, it would mean that Yasumizu had 13 inhabitants. Then there were the 2 journalists, Hisako Mamiya and Yudai Hashimoto. I admit to that, and you had a total of 3 outsiders, but I'd put that aside for now. Anyway, time for an assessment. Yesterday morning, a little girl strayed into Saranaga. To make it worse, no one, not even herself, knew anything about her. She instantly got branded as an ill omen. The next day, Chiemi, who was in Saranaga for some reason, found me there. They recognized me as a proper lost person, but since I came through Saranaga, I was also branded as an ill omen. From what Kyonosuke no Satoshi said, it was safe to assume that it used to be customary to throw people like us into Saranaga. Oh hell no. And then there was the mist. The girl said something mysterious. Prepare for the feast when the evening mists arrive. I could only assume it was related to the same superstitions. After all, the mist came from Saranaga itself. It and the river seemed to be central to the local customs and ideas. With that in mind, how was it dangerous? What was gonna happen now? Yomibito, as in people from Yomi, the ancient Japanese land of the dead? Dead people came back through Saranaga, and they were corrupted. Well, that gave room for some wild ideas. Was there some sort of pathogen in Saranaga that rose up with the mists? Did it turn people into zombies? Was I about to be part of a Japanese Resident Evil? Wait, that was already Japanese. What if you had a 10% chance to be infected by the mists, but a 100% chance to be infected by another person? That explained why everyone had to isolate themselves like this. If I became a zombie, I probably wouldn't have the mind to unlock the door. So basically, by locking myself in here, I was quarantining myself? I hadn't put all that much thought into that, but that seemed like a good story. Sure, stuff like the boulders and the wolves didn't fit anywhere into my idea, but it was still interesting. Then again, I knew this was Hicksville and all, but would a superstition that science could explain so easily really survive the modern world? It seems so weird.
今から一晩ここに入って鍵をかけて絶対に物音一つ立てないで。
Don't make a sound? To be frank, the reason why I spent so much time on these delusions was because I was scared of things I didn't know or understand. In the past, people used to attribute stuff like natural phenomena and diseases to gods, devils, yokai, and then do nothing but fear them. They were scared of these manifestations of monsters and whatnot, but on the other hand, it was better than not seeing or not knowing what they really were. The fact that you could die to the things you couldn't see or understand made life really unreasonable and unfair. That was why it was very logical to give things names and mental images in order to recognize and memorize them. My fear of things I didn't know. No, bro. That's it. We need water. My fear of things I didn't know was the same, except I wasn't satisfied with just labels or hypotheses. I needed to reach the truth. That aside, what I was feeling right now wasn't a fear of the unknown. It was a realistic, practical fear of something that could endanger my life.
今から一晩ここに入って鍵をかけて絶対に物音一つ立てないで。
That meant that outside lurked something dangerous that could hear sounds. Perhaps it was the so-called dead that rose up from the river. Or maybe, assuming I was right with my Saranaga sickness theory, it was people who came out and beat the shit out of all of the deceased who didn't follow the rules. The wolf is coming. Maybe the wolf was the title given to the killer? Suddenly... Oh my fucking goodness, no. No. Absolutely not. Boy, you better get close to the ground or something, I don't know. Better dirty and disgusting than dead, you know? Suddenly, I hear a scream in the distance. Ah! No, I don't want to go out and take a look. What the heck? Stop! No, Mom. Okay, we're gonna die. Goodbye, Crow World. Wow, that was some timing. Right as I was about to form a new hypothesis, the proof of connecting it all suddenly came to me, and it was right outside. It had gotten really dark. There were no lights anywhere. The darkness was fear. Unperceived, unknown, dangerous, scary. Leaving this place was dangerous, scary. Scary things were scary no matter how much logic you applied. But I couldn't discard my desire to get to know the fear and conquer it. Boy, you're gonna die, you're stupid. I opened the door and stopped in place. Night was an absolute darkness. No matter how dark or cloudy it was, the sky always gave some bit of light to us. However, I came to understand that it could be hard to see even if there was light. Everything I saw was covered by a dense mist. Well, you better get back inside, what the heck? Combined with the pale moonlight, it made the area seem milky. It made it hard to get around. Regardless, I couldn't ignore the scream. Oh my god! I hate you! There was something beyond this veil that is gonna lead to your death. I kept moving forward. Unless my ears were deceiving me, the scream belonged to a woman and had come from the right. I couldn't let myself think that. Or rather, I didn't want to think that. The unknown was scary. Personally, I'd found that principle made my life really easy. I had more than enough fear from those which were directly threatening my life. I really didn't want to have the fear of losing someone as well. Change your line of thought, Haruaki. Solving the mystery might save someone. Two birds with one stone. I began walking faster. Oh my god, you idiot. I freaking hate you. Another scream, it was close. I realized I had to find a way to protect myself. I was unarmed, so I looked around for anything I could use as a weapon. I felt around to see if there were any branches or anything. Sadly, all I felt was grass. No! I went deeper and searched the ground itself. Soon I felt something hard. It was a rock. A moment of digging later, I took it in hand. It was a bit smaller than my hand. I almost teared up at how useless it seemed, but it was better than nothing. I looked at the base of my feet and saw the grassy ground. I could easily move forward if I first checked the ground using my feet. And since I might have been close to the danger, I had to focus on what was ahead too. I'd recognize the danger and if possible get rid of it. I concentrated entirely on that and stepped forward. I couldn't hear the screams anymore, but I could hear other things. Oh, what sound? And the sound of something cracking. Boy, I suggest you get the oh my gosh. It filled my mind with countless things I didn't want to imagine. Even so, I kept walking forward. Porque eres un pensativo, okay? Forward. Until I saw it. Boy, I hate you. You're gonna die. That's it. Oh, my hypotheses were nothing but delusions. The truth was truly something you had to see yourself. But why? Why was this so scary in spite of being true? It wasn't supposed to exist. It couldn't exist. After all, it was a wolf with a humanoid body. And there's no such thing as werewolves. Bye-bye. The next morning, you got bit, boy. In a paddy field in Fujiyoshi, Yasumizu, 3rd block, someone discovered a truly mangled corpse. The clothes nearby led the discoverers to conclude that it was the traveler, Haruaki Fusaichi.
まだ動いてんぞ。
Bro, I knew it. I knew it. You stupid. Strangely enough, I could perceive this particular moment. No, párale, güey, no. And so I...
さよなら、春明さん。
Oh my god. I was finished off by the girl.
宴が始まりました。
What the fuck? The last thing I heard.
狼よ、くぐる。
What's that? What the heck? I earned a trophy. Obtain key 0 to Werewolf and Resurrection. You can view it in the keys list. The route unlocked by this key is represented by the same number of the scenario chart. Game over. Bad ending number 2. Watch hint corner? Should I watch the hint corner? Should I? Y'all want to try it once? Or twice, I don't know, whenever it's needed. Let's see what it does.
よっ、やっちまったな大将。俺のことはまあ気にすんな。取るに足らねえインターフェース的なキャラクターさ。ここは夢と夢の狭間。久石春明とかいう野郎には見えねえから、まあ安心してくつろぎな。
Hold on. I'm sorry, guys.
俺のことはまあ気にすんな。取るに足らねえインターフェース的なキャラクターさ。羊とでも呼べよ。つってもあんま長っちりはできねえかな。俺は忙しいんだ。ちゃっちゃと進めんぞ。ヒントコーナーにふさわしく、大将が困らねえようにありがてえ助言をいくつかくれてやるぜ。まずゲーム的なあれこれを最初に言っておこう。
Oh my god.
さっきやっちまったと言ったが、実は大将が最初にここに来んのは確定事項だ。つうのも選べる選択肢は一つしかなかったろ。その下はなんか鍵マークみてえなのが出て選べなかったはずだ。おっと、だからって最初の芹沢千恵美とのうすらバカ問答を選び直しても無意味だぜ。あのどれを選んでも分岐はしねえ。チュートリアルでも一応解説したが、念のためレイジングループの仕組みをおさらいしとくか。大将がさっき実際に食らった通り、レイジングループでは必ず死ぬ。なぜか。多くの選択肢はロックされていて、それを開くためには対応するキーが必要だからさ。キーはシナリオ中に散らばってる。手に入るときはだいたい命と引き換えさ。だから死は不可避ってわけだ。どうやら久石春明の野郎は死んでも記憶を次に持ち越せるらしいな。それを再現したシステムってわけだ。つうわけで羊さんから大将への最初のアドバイスだ。行き詰まったら死んでみろ。数あるバッドエンドの中にはキーが手に入るものも多い。意外な結末からキーが手に入ることもあるだろうさ。もちろん全部のバッドエンドを見なくても必要なキーを集めて最短クリアすることは可能だ。ま、遊び方は任せるぜ。で、今回のバッドエンド2、題してベンジョマンの最後についてだが、回避するにはキー2が必要だ。だが次はもう問題ねえ。気づいてるか？ここで死んだ時すでに大将はキー2を入手してる。キー2の内容はメニューの中にキーってボタンがあるからそこで見てくれりゃいいんだが、要は夜出歩いたら死ぬってことを久石春明は身をもって知ったわけだ。だからこそ新しい選択が可能になった。この手の一度つまずく系の死亡エンドは今後も何回かあっから、そこんとこは承知しといてくれな。一方、キーを手に入れるのがずっと先になることもある。キーが手に入るときは赤文字ででっかく表示されるから、 今後も要注目だぜ。この後だが、久石春明は振り出しに戻る。つまりゲームの冒頭、バイクで迷ってるシーンだな。最初から読み直してもいいが、今後何十回も死ぬことになるから、その度に読み直してたら大変だ。だから、ある程度状況を把握したら、シナリオチャートを使って、ひょいっとジャンプしちゃってくれ。大将が一度読み切ったシーンなら、いつでもどこでもどこからでもジャンプが可能だ。便利なもんだぜ、こいつはよ。例えば今この瞬間でも画面に出てるチャートボタンを押し、ノーム、ないの、9、悲鳴を追うかに飛んで OK だ。シナリオチャートからのジャンプをガンガン活用するのがレイジングループ攻略のコツかもな。ちなみにここまでで2、ノームは終了。いわば小手調べ、導入が終わったってわけだ。今回解放された選択肢を選べば、いよいよ最初のメインルート、3、読みが始まる。頑張れよ。次にロックされた選択肢が出てきたら、右端の方を見てみな。開くために必要なキーの番号があるはずだ。番号はシナリオチャートにも表示される。どこがロックされてるのか、何番のキーがいるか一目瞭然だ。親切設計だろ。ちなみに、こっそり教えてやるけど、1が手に入るのはすっげー先だ。取りこぼしとかじゃねえから安心して、サクサク次に進んでやってくれ。かー、ずいぶん長くなっちまった。俺は忙しいってのによ。つうわけで、今回はここまで。次も元気に死んでこい。そういう夢だったってわけだ。次はもっとうまくやれ。羊が1匹、羊が2匹。
Excuse me? Oh, yeah, I got sent to... Okay. Well, guys, we're gonna leave it off here, right? Thank you for watching. Please leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a great day. Bye!